implicit bias training and the debate. All right. We've realized that, I guess that should be two separate videos because I don't even know how I'm going to put this on dash cam footage, but I've been editing dash cam footage and I've realized that I've got a lot more driving footage than I have talking footage because I've been using some videos from 2022, driving footage, thinking that I had to, anyway. So, we were watching a video about a woman named Katie Sorensen, a mom who accused some people of maybe plotting to kidnap her kids, and it was a false accusation. And so part of her punishment, or you know, part of the consequences, were to do some implicit bias training. So I was looking at this. I was looking because I knew about implicit bias tests, although I'd never taken one. So we're going to do that. But I didn't know that about specific training. So there's some really cool stuff here. So first of all, there's some good stuff in the Wikipedia here. Okay, so implicit bias training or unconscious bias training programs are designed to help individuals become aware, so achieve some critical recognition of their implicit biases. Here, biases meaning not cognitive error, but based, associations, unfavorable associations between things. Specifically, I mean, so rather than just generally a cognitive error, and they're also not. I mean, I guess it is a prejudice, but a better way to define that here is just unfavorable associations. And equip them with tools and strategies to act objectively. Bad. Not possible. You can't act objectively. Now, what you can do is sometimes shut the fuck up. Or, you can say to the police, hey, I may be completely, and she actually kind of said some stuff like this, I may be misinterpreting. But then there was other stuff that, it would have been worth her realizing that she was misinterpreting, that she did not realize that she was possibly misinterpreting. But anyway, you can look up Katie Sorensen. Let's just look her up real quick. So here's Katie Sorensen, and let's look up the accused. These two here. She was like, "Oh yeah, they were like they were plotting to take my kids. They were talking about them and circling us, blah blah." Okay. That's amazing. That's crazy. I mean, am I absolutely nuts here? We have tools and strategies to act objectively. Why do we have any problems in the world? I mean, am I absolutely tripping here? Because if you can act objectively, and I'm assuming you could also think objectively, right? Because actions are the product of thinking. Maybe not all of your thoughts, but your final thoughts are objectively sound. No, I don't understand that. I mean, because if you say that you're allowed to have non-objective thoughts, so untrue thoughts determined from more things in here than out there in the objective reality. All right, scratch where I was going with that. We have tools and strategies to act objectively. Does this mean that we should have tools and strategies to think objectively, or at least, yeah, I'm like our final thoughts are, while we might have occurrences of thoughts that blah blah blah, we're able to objectively judge those thoughts and judge the right ones as being right. But then if you're just limiting the influence of implicit biases, how are you acting objectively? Now, there is a way to act Craig, right? There is a way to, first of all, we have dico sine quadro. You say that when it's like, I don't have much reason to say that this is true outside of here. I'm telling you, this is what it seems to me here, but I don't feel like I have concrete things that you'll easily agree with, that I can identify yet, you know? Um, and so then you say, I don't know if this actually matches this. And I'm going to change this if we can conclude that this does not match this. I'm not perceiving something about this that you guys just aren't perceiving. Actually, speaking from me as well. But anyway, I was speaking of Katie Sorensen, or as a Craig person, accusing someone in a Craig way. Because the judgment's still going to be there. What do you mean limiting the influence of their implicit bias? Well, you can limit it. There can be so the judgment happens, but it doesn't have as much effect on the other its. It doesn't ex liver, because there's too much hindrance from the other its, which you can get with things like counter stereotype. Counter stereotype training is the most effective way to reduce implicit bias. In the area of gender bias, techniques such as imagining powerful women, hearing their stories. So you're habiting all those associations, those its, right? By offering this representation brain. We talked about the representative bias yesterday. I think the day before maybe. But for you, I don't know when it was. So by habiting this representation associated with this word, so by associating these things, well, this image with this word, and by really doing that, by not just hearing their stories, but also writing essays about them. Whoa. So now when you think woman, at least after this implicit bias training, although probably 6 months later, if you haven't practiced it or changed your friends, you're going to have the old representation be much stronger than the new one. But after this training, you've got two pretty strong representations of women, whatever you had going into it, and also this, a powerful woman, so a weak woman and a powerful woman. So now it's easier for you to associate power and competence with women. And then of course, real life counter stereotypes, such as going to a women's college or having female professors, and thinking about them, valuing them, thinking about what was good about them, and you're habiting all of these positive associations. So then when you see woman, both representations, maybe get triggered, and the one that you've been more recently habiting, not to mention recency illusion is going to give a boost to that new representation, right? And so then through the representation, you see women, and now you're picturing some positive qualities, right? Or you're picturing both. You've got some positive and some negative qualities. That's much better than just the negative qualities, which justified a whole bunch of, more concluding and judging and so on. But now you're a little bit stuck. I know different kinds of women, it's cool. There are Indians in some parts of the Western world, in the U.S. So I've been places where I almost felt surprised. I've been in places in the U.S. and outside of the U.S. where I was almost surprised by the association of Indian with convenience store. And that is a thing in the U.S., okay? For me, growing up in the suburbs of Chicago, the only association I had was Indians, doctors. That was it. Indians were affluent. They were doctors. Yeah. And what's interesting now, so Indians in tech, I'm not talking about CEOs, but just Indian programmers. If that enters into your representation, but your representation was their convenience store, then you're imagining them low paid, blah blah. And then if you it's I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But then if you come into it, because for me, I came into it when I started associating computers with Indians, I had already seen them as fancy doctors. So then I saw them as fancy programmers. Um, but then yeah. Anyway, we're not gonna. Anyway, so we have counter stereotype. We have negation, right? So this would be the old version of remind to bind, refute to mute, negation training. So this is a refute to mute, right? Negation training decreases implicit bias through actively rejecting information that reinforces stereotypes. And so you remind to bind. You probably have to keep looking at it, right? You probably have to keep doing it in order to properly do this training, right? It's not going to be just you walk into a room, someone says, hey, this statistic about this group of people, look, it's not true, and then you walk out and you're good. No, you have to maybe write about that statistic. You have to write about how that statistic maybe undermines certain of your other ideas. You don't have to really, write anything good, because it'll be happening in India. It'll be happening. The whole that information will be getting shown to different people it refutes, or different it refutes. You understand? And then, of course, perspective taking. Make them your in group, and all of a sudden you have totally different judgment mechanisms. And honestly, it can happen like this. I do it all the time. I'm thinking about a situation between a few different people involved in the situation. I imagine them as all being the same race, and all of a sudden I feel like I'm at a loss for how to judge the situation. All of a sudden, it almost feels like, I'm not saying that I can actually feel what's happening, dico sine quadro, but what it feels like, what I imp tracing, is that all of a sudden my system wanted to go, oh, they all look the same to me. I don't know. I'm confused, because a moment ago, when I was imagining them as the races that they were in the story being told, I was seeing all these. I don't know. There's just a lot. There was I was seeing the teams, and there were things associated with the teams, and the teams were monoliths, and there were direct. Oh gosh, I don't know. And then imagine you're in a locker room, and you got the coach, and he's got the play, right? And I had all these associations of, okay, and then he wants this, and he wants that, and he's a threat, blah blah, and he's scared of blah blah. And then all of a sudden I imagine them all as the same race, and I feel like I had to start over. System one goes, oh shit, this looks like it's going to be complicated to this is not, there are no more colors, there's no more, it's just not as simple. Now I'm looking at all these discrete individuals, each real human beings. And so then the one its are like, yo, two its, do you want to look at this? Do you want to try to consider what evidence you actually have about each individual, rather than just making assumptions about one and then the other ones who are blah blah? You know what I mean? So perspective taking, I think one thing it does is it engages two its, system two its, because I think that, I don't know. All right, let's read this. Perspective taking creates a sense of empathy for a stereotyped group, which has been shown to improve attitudes towards individuals as well as the group as a whole. Typically, a perspective taking studies follow a three-step procedure. First, participants are exposed to the target minority group by watching a video that displays examples of racial discrimination, or by viewing a. Oh, okay, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about seeing them as the in-group. But seeing yourself as, what if I was, okay. Then participants are told to reflect on that person's life. Now this will make them feel, yeah, and their emotions, or imagine themselves as the main character. What? Imagine themselves as the main character, Like imagine themselves as the person they're talking to, or the target minority group, or imagine the target minority as being the protagonist. I don't know. Anyway, a separate control group watches the same. Because there's the target minority group is the protagonist in the video, so they may imagine themselves as being that minority group because they're represented in that protagonist. Okay. Yeah. Meditation allows for tuits to come out of it, doesn't it? Because when we're more relaxed, the tuits are more willing to work. So replacement, counter stereotype, individualism. What's individualism involves participants receiving specific information. But oh yeah, right, right. And see, this is what happened exactly. This is what I'm not right. This is right. So it was easy to see teams. I mean, imagine you're looking at a soccer field. It's easy to understand what's going on, or football field, whatever. It's easy to imagine what's going on, right? First of all, this whole group is going to be sharing intentions, certain associations, whatever. You have a preference. Imagine now you just see 22 dudes. I don't know how many are in a football. I don't even know what it's called of soccer. Anyway. But it's like, imagine how you're looking at 22 individuals. It's like, dang, I got to evaluate each one. I can't just use whatever team assumptions I have. So there you go. Okay, great. So this is all part of. This is really important to recognition. Okay. So speaking of it being important to recognition, I've never done it. So let's do it. I'm very racist, very sexist. I have some its are just so good. Like sometimes I feel like a MAGA. Like I don't, and it doesn't last more than 30 seconds or more than 5 seconds if I watch actual video from MAGA. But growing up mixed in a white school, you can just, I guess, imagine. So I mean, either way, I mean, I want to belong to the blacks. I just didn't know any. Whenever I saw Black, I was like, oh my gosh, please let me. How do I be friends with them? I don't know how to talk like them, though. I want to talk like them. Oh my God, this is not how you talk like them. Damn, how do I. Oh. So I have very strong in-group its. Not the whole preference for the in-group, but trying to be in it. Adopting and that's not even just a race thing, it's also kind of just being not neurotypical. And it's not because of my experience. I think I was kind of born with, and my mother, of course, she married a white man, right? So it's maybe where I got it, right? And my dad, he is ingratiated. Well, I don't know. He's very critical of the U.S. So I don't know. Let's stop before it's 99% nonsense that we're saying. Anyway, for whatever reason, I know that that they have imbued, indoctrinated, inculcated, that I have, anyway, received, we'll say, that I have received. I mean, like in here, there is just this Christian, conservative, khaki wearing, white polo, neat haired, shaven white boy in here. There is. There is. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it in videos, but when I was a kid and I used to imagine myself in the future, I was white. I just looked like a white person. It's not that I was imagining me. I was just like imagining me hanging out with my friends. And then somebody realized, wait, who in here looks like me? Who in here has thick eyebrows and brown skin? Who in here is supposed to be me, actually? So, all right. So, so I'm gonna I just want to warn you. I'm gonna do quite. It's gonna we're gonna judge me for this. Okay. All right. Preliminary information on the next page. You'll be asked to select and I swear to God, if the audio is not recording. Okay, good. Okay. All right. So, preliminary information on the next page. You'll be asked to select an implicit association test from a list of possible topics. We'll also ask you, optionally, to report your attitudes or beliefs about these topics and give you some information about yourself. We ask these questions because the IAT can be more valuable if you also describe your own self-understanding of the attitude or stereotype that the IAT measures. We would also like to compare differences between people and groups. On the IAT, you may find it easier to pair certain attributes with one group of people compared to another. I've thought about the IAT so much in my life that, I'm just thinking, yeah, okay, remember, black bad, white good. Like, I feel like I've been training myself to do it wrong because I've been thinking about all right, jeez. All right, we'll see. And you gotta just be quick with it and hopefully, anyway, stop that. Look, all right, whatever. Can you imagine if I've even become more, anyway, okay. So your IAT results may depart from your personal beliefs. Yes, they will. Age restrictions. You must be 18, blah, blah, blah. Visitors between 14 and 17 may, blah, blah. Data privacy, blah, blah, I don't care. Important disclaimer. In reporting the results, we will mention possible interpretations that have a basis in research done with these tests. However, these universities and the individual researchers who have contributed to the site make no claims about the validity of these suggested interpretations. If you're unprepared to encounter interpretations you might find objectionable, please do not proceed further. Nope, everyone's going to proceed further. No, it'll show that, I'm not racist. I do think there's a cultural problem, but I'm not, like, it's not an implicit bias thing. It's like a reasonable. You may prefer to examine general information before deciding whether or not to proceed. Please contact blah, 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 blah. I am aware of the possibility of counting interpretations of my IAT test performance with which I may not agree. Knowing this, I wish to proceed. Let's do it. I even actually took photos. You want to see this real quick? I took photos, and I remember the Indian boy in the lab. Okay, man, I don't need to be mean. Who had loaned me his camera, his DSLR, so that I could take these photos. He was not happy that I had taken his camera into this neighborhood. Here we go. So we were doing gang research, or I was in David Eagleman's lab. And so I wanted to, so I was like, because he wanted me to just like use Google or something and make images, potentially threatening images and normal images of, and we're going to show them to gang members as we were collaborating with Chicago Ceasefire. And so we wanted to test people's reactions, gang members' reactions to seeing images of other potential gang members in, different ways. It's introduced as someone who's, a possible ally, and then it's also introduced as someone who, might be a threat. So I was going around. So I asked my friends to do it. So these are my friends. And then I feel like, I don't know, where is this? I don't understand how my friends are right here. And then I flew out to Houston, and the next photo, or maybe this was also back in Naperville. Maybe all this was in Naperville. Nah, this was in Houston, bro. Where's he work? That's like that's like a Kroger or something. Oh, this is Houston, bro. So then I was just asking dudes, yo, can you like look cool, and then but now look look like a little menacing, look a little threatening. And then I was on the bus, and here I am, and I meet this dude. I see this dude, and he had a grill. So I was like, let me hang out with this dude. He had literally gotten out of prison. I think that, or not prison, jail. I mean, yeah, public urination or something. He was in jail that day. So then he takes me for a walk. He's like, all right, let's go. We saw a dog, took some photos of him. This dude was a gang member. He was proud. He was talking about Fifth Ward. I don't know. Was this Fifth Ward? Is that a Houston thing, or is that a St. Louis thing? Not St. Louis. Fuck, what am I trying to say? New Orleans. So then I was like, hey, yo, spit. Yeah, there we go. That'll get a reaction. Blah, blah. This dude had a knife. Oh, I gave him my back. So I don't think, maybe I won't do so bad on the test, because I straight up gave this dude my, look at this dude's got this, oh no, that's not a knife. Where's his knife? Wasn't this the dude with the big old kitchen knife? I was so confused. Why are you carrying around? Oh yeah, because we sat on the car. He takes the kitchen knife out, right? Nah, dude, come on, dude. I swear this was the kid with walking around with the kitchen knife. So I gave him my back. So that's my backpack. I gave him my backpack. I said, you just walk. All right. I guess he didn't have a kitchen knife. Anyway, yeah. So that was. I was not worried at all, bro. I had my DS. I was not worried at all, bro. I mean, I guess with some of these guys, Tristan was with me. And Tristan, oh yeah, that's true. Some of these guys, Tristan was with me. Like this guy, he was like, nigga, what you want? Why are you taking photos? Tristan was like, nah, bro, it's cool. He was like, but I got warrants. I was like, no, but it's for research. He was like, all right, go ahead. That's fine. There's a bus stop guy. I probably don't have a photo of him because the only interaction I remember is him saying, I don't work for free. Oh yeah, and these dudes, I was like, act like you're talking about me. Man, that was sweet, bro. What a day. That was cool, bro. Okay, anyway. I should not have looked at that right before my test. That's going to improve my results. Oh, or there are lots of things. Okay. Okay, what should we do? Disability. So physically disabled, age. Come on, let's do something good. Gender science. That's tricky. Race, we definitely want to do. Weight, I guess. Gender, career. Skin tone. Oh, this is fun. Okay. Let's go. I've got to do some gender stuff and some black white stuff. So let's just jump into this one. Let's start with this one. You have selected the race task. I gotta pee. Hold on. Wait, oh, you can still hear me. I'm acting like Tristan being with me was some kind of a security. I had only known the dude 15 minutes. So, I mean, so let me go back to saying I was not worried. I was not worried. All right, so you have selected the race task. In this study, you will complete an implicit association test in which you will be asked to sort pictures and words into groups as fast as you can. In addition to the IAT, there are some questions about your beliefs, attitudes, and opinions, and some standard demographic questions. This study should take about 10 minutes to complete. At the end, you will receive your IAT result along with information about what it means. We thank you for being here. All right, let's go. I'm going to give them all my background information. I smoked a little bit, but I'm very excited. So there's some things feeling fast. Neo's got some duct tape in his butt. All right, come on, bro. I'm excited. Let's go. Okay, now, so we're just gonna. I'm sure it's well designed. Don't worry about it. Just follow the instructions. Read the instructions slowly to really let your, let your its be slapped by the instructions rather than your preconceptions about the instructions. Consent. I give consent. Let's go, bro. You kidding, bro? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Resolving host. Oh, come on, bro. Why? No way. Am I out of internet already? You are kidding me. All right, let's pause. You know what I would really love? I would really love to just be convinced that I'm completely wrong. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I got a birthday coming up in January, so time of this recording only like 4 months away, and there's Christmas, but even before that, I would love if you would give me, well, ultimately the peace, and explain that it's all wrong. So here are some things I want you to convince me I'm wrong about, because then I can just, well, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably take solace in the fact that since I don't feel like I can live a normal life between the ADHD and autism, just generally, deadlines and juggling a whole bunch of different shit, and then also the subtext with people and all the codes of interaction stuff. So I take solace in the fact that it's a good thing that I'm because here, if I don't have it theory, if I don't have this radical important idea, then there's no justification for being alone. I'm just a reject. So it's nice when I can think God made it such that I couldn't participate in y'all's system, so that I could look at it with a unique perspective and help y'all see something. It feels like it has purpose. My loneliness is meaningful. And I'm not lonely. There are times when I've been lonely, but right now it's just, I grew up expecting to be, in the center of society. And so to resolve the cognitive dissonance, I have to believe, I must be special. I must see something that they don't see. So I want you to convince me not of that possibility, because I'm well aware of that possibility. I want you to convince me that that's what's happening. And here's how you can do that. Now, of course, yes. Okay, so I will. I don't feel anything weird about it now, but that's probably just because I don't believe that you can convince me of that. But yeah, I guess that will feel weird. If you can convince me of that, I'll be like, oh damn. So what do I don't know, but I can write. I still have like my own perspective, my own story. Also, that would be a really cool story. Also, in what you convince me of, are you going to convince me that there isn't a problem with epistemic humility in the world? Are you going to tell me there isn't? I mean, is that part of the thing that I mean, that is part of the thing I'm asking you to convince me that there isn't, because that is part of the thing I'm trying to work against. But, okay, maybe that it isn't so urgent. Maybe that's just there's just a minority of people that have a problem with intellectual humility. Let's say you convince me of that. You convince me that, yes, there is a problem with intellectual humility, but it's not a big problem because it's only a minority of people. So, Eris, you do not have this big mission to do. Okay. If you can convince me of that, and it's going to be hard because of confirmation bias, because there's a lot of evidence about this minority of people, supposedly. So I'm just going to be rattling off shit about them. You got to convince me that that doesn't apply to most people. So all this shit in Kahneman, you know, you are not so smart. It's not written for intelligent people. This is written for dumb people. Tell me that. You know, convince me of that. You know, convince me that good and intelligent people are doing just fine, are thinking just fine, have the correct amount of confidence in their thoughts. And that the problems in the world are because of stupidity, which is just, I guess, a minority of people maybe, or, you know, just certainly not any of the people I ever talked to, and it's immorality. Which is, again, not, so it's evil. So, you know, so minority people are smart, and I mean, who are just dumb, and they're causing problems. And then there's a minority of smart people who are evil, and they're causing problems. It's not the case that there's a bunch of people with good intentions, but just who are overestimating their cognitive processes and the value of their cognitive processes. Convince me. But even then, so then what would I do? I could still write my story, and it'd be a really, really good fucking story, because my dad had a manic phase. And so that's probably what's happening with me as well. And so I could interview him. What, you know, I mean, he wouldn't, it would be a really fun project. And that would also give my life purpose. I would feel like, I'm not here to teach people directly the things I've understood. I'm here to be an example of realizing that you're wrong. And that would be pretty damn cool, because that's already something I'm trying to do. Although I think I'm right about some important things, of course, I am along the way. Or I'm changing my mind a lot, or I'm developing ideas maybe, and along the way I'm trying to show you guys what epistemic humility looks like. So that's totally in line, you know, so that would be okay, you know. So this reminds me of when I was so frustrated when people would interpret my behavior a certain way, and I just wasn't fucking convinced that I was trying to put them down or whatever. And it was so annoying, because I felt like it would just be so much easier if I was the only person whose mind had to change. So I was so eager, and I don't know whether they're going to believe me about this, but the way I'm set up, the way I believe I'm set up, is that truth, or maybe harmony, is so important to me that I was eager to see, you know, I'm wrong, I'm doing this stuff wrong, I can make a few adjustments, or not, I can just stay away as well. And I've done that in a lot of relationships, you know, I've pushed people away, but not in a way where I was like, you know, I was never that person who's going, hey, sorry, sometimes I push people. No. I'm pushing you. If I'm pushing you away, it's not like a game. It's like, I think I'm hurting you. Get the fuck out of here. And anyway. And look, I mean, I'm not trying to impose on anybody. And you don't have to watch this. So, you know, it would have just been so much easier if it was just like, so, I mean, that's, and a lot of time, of course, many times it has been, right? Many times I've been in a situation where I saw that I did something wrong, and I could resolve the whole thing by acknowledging that and apologizing. I would do that really quickly. You know, and I'm not one of those people who, I apologize to you. What more do you want? No. Yeah. This is going to make it better. I see we're on the same page about truth, about epistemology here, about the facts of what happened. We're on the same page about actions and consequences, and my bad, bro. I'm sorry to you. Oh man, now everything's good. But then when it's like, wait, I didn't do that. Now I gotta convince 3 people. Oh, that's a headache. So I'm suffering here because here I am all alone in my caravan, calling people, trying to talk to people about critical recognition, going to conferences and stuff like that. And of course, it's a red flag that people aren't getting it. You know? But then I read something like, you know, that should be a red flag. It should be like, clearly you're not onto something. Because if it's supposed to be so obvious and blah, 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 then other people would be all over it. Well, okay. On the one hand, so I think of a few things. First of all, there are people all over it. And I've read some of their work. Second of all, I think of Dr. Robert Burton and On Being Certain, which we have not finished yet, where he talks about how he thought split brain research would rock the world, force everybody to change their concept of self and their confidence in their processes. And that didn't happen. And when he teaches and he's got a classroom and he's like, do you guys understand what I've told you? And they're like, yeah, but they just seem unaffected by split brain research. I saw a video recently. I didn't watch it. Just saw the thumbnail, and it was like they cut here. That was what the thumbnail said, showing the corpus callosum, you know. And they were like the experiment that proved there's no free will. So then I see stuff like that, and I'm like, so maybe I'm not crazy. This like information exists, this research exists, and there's a discrepancy between the things that we've come to understand and the things that humans in general understand. Anyway, this is not about me making my case. Convince me I don't need to. Convince me the problems in the world are not well-intentioned cognitive errors that we evolved to make, because in many cases they're not errors. And an overconfidence that we evolved with in those mechanisms that are sometimes errors. Convince me that's not what's going on. Convince me that it isn't everybody. Convince me that there is a significant population whose interpretive mechanisms are fruitful, are most of the time fruitful. Convince me that when people say they're 100% sure, most people, they don't really mean 100%. They're being hyperbolic. Are you also going to convince me that like a majority of the world doesn't believe in a God? Or are you just saying, oh yeah, okay, so they're all dumb, but all the atheists are thinking reasonably? But then you have to remove flat earthers, because there are atheist flat earthers. You got to remove, I'm sure there's some anti-LGBT atheists. Who else do you have to remove? You got to remove, I don't know, what's another example of fucking reasoning, bro? It's another really easy to relate to example. But then why are they disagreeing? They're disagreeing, aren't they? Aren't there atheists, round earthers, pro-LGBT people disagreeing? Explain to me why they're not able to resolve their disagreements. Because you're telling me that they're both objective, right? Or near objectivity, or constructively, productively trying to be objective and, nearing it, or they're able to compensate for it in the conversation. Okay, so then the information, the objective information, they should have in common, right? It doesn't matter. For Bob and Steve, it's both the same. The death toll in this place, or the laws, the time, the emotions felt on both sides, all that information, that objective information, is true whether you're Bob or Steve. So why aren't they agreeing? Maybe you're going to tell me, well, they have different objectives. No, they don't. Ask them. They'll say, no, we want the good guys to be happy, and we want people to be happy in general, and for the bad guys to be dealt with so that society can be good. Why aren't they agreeing? Why aren't these objective processors, or this objective team with the shared information, and neither being sociopaths, basic shared moral objectives? Maybe that's the error. Tell me that's the error. Explain to me how that's my logical error. If we do assume those things, I'm confused as to why they're disagreeing. Until I look at any one of these books and I go, they're disagreeing because even given the same information, there are different, even if it's just slightly different mechanisms, or even if it's the same mechanisms just interacting slightly differently, the yields are going to be different, right? 2 plus 2 times 2, if it's run in order, is different from 2 times 2 plus 2. Right? So the sequence of, a better example, been going absolutely crazy with my Final Cut Pro for a while because I didn't understand why I would have the same effects applied to 2 clips, but they would look different. And the reason was because I had both of them had a shape mask and they were flipped. But one, the flipped effect, was before the shape mask effect, and the other is backwards, right? Okay. So they have different yields, okay? Then why do they argue? Why don't they just go, oh, hey, my shaped effect is before my flipped effect. That's why we're having different yields. We are both right to use the shape mask. We are both right to flip it. But you were actually right because I think the order was wrong in my head. So that is the correct answer. Why don't we? Because we don't know about these shaped and flipped rules and shit. All we know is the answer that we have, and so we're like, okay, this is the right answer, and we've got some pieces related to the answer, maybe shaped or maybe flipped. We're so confident, we just keep yelling at the person, yo, shaped, yo, flipped. And the person's like, yes, shaped, yes, flipped, but not that. And they're like, oh my God, blah, 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 and we're just arguing because, whereas it could be, what do you mean, yes, shaped, yes, flipped, but not this answer? Huh? Because me too. I think that you're right about shaped, you're right about flipped, but that's not right what you're coming out with. What's going on? Well, we're silly programs, aren't we? And so it's really important, the fact that the shaped actually happened before the flip. So it had a yield within the, and then for you after, okay, so which one's right though? Oh, look, let's research it. Oh, it looks like flip should come before shape. That's what's most logical in this case, based on these other, okay. Now you're thinking maybe, maybe if you're somewhere between Edas and Sasadi, you're thinking, right, but Eris, that is the problem. This assumption that, for some people it's right flipped before shaped. For some people it's right shaped before flipped. For some people this image is right. For some people that image is right. Okay. But we're talking about things that they're arguing about, right? Because in that case, they don't need to argue, right? Oh, that's cool what you did there. Yeah, for me, it's more of I felt flipped and shaped. I like the result. It's cool. Accomplishes my personal goals. It's cool. I see you doing your thing. Now you're thinking, yeah, but that's because people don't. I want everybody to be like them. People want other people to maybe, there's a certain pressure to be like the in-group, but no, this is just the source will illusion. I don't want to get into it, so I'm not going to try to convince you that against that. But I hear you, and I think that's wrong. But, I don't know, whatever. And it just doesn't apply to what this stuff is a metaphor for. Like, for instance, if we're looking at Israel, Palestine, people are disagreeing about things. They're not just going, oh, I want you to want what I want. Anyway, you're exhausting me. I know it's going to be hard to convince me, isn't it? Because maybe I'm a little bit of, I just have no idea. Do I have no intellectual humility? Why don't I stick with this point? And why don't we explore this right now? Well, first of all, because I don't even know if you're thinking those things. So I'm feeling bad about running away from it, thinking I'm running away from it, but I really do think we just have other shit to talk about. But anyway, all right, I can't. I'm not going to let it go. I don't have the energy. So, bottom line. Bottom line. I hear your thing about they just want everybody to be like them. Give me evidence for that. I don't see evidence for that. I see evidence based on the introduction of objective information and the reliance on discourse, the expectation of resolution. I think if you ask them, at least verbally, two people involved in a disagreement about Palestine and Israel would say that they are saying the things that they are saying because they think that those things show that the other person's conclusion is objectively wrong. Okay? So just based on that, how I'm imagining right now, and so in those cases where people are arguing, exchanging statements, I think they are assuming that it is an objective issue, or that it can be evaluated objectively, and that they are doing that. And they are thinking that they are failing to convince the other person because the other person doesn't understand shape math, doesn't have flipped, or doesn't even have those processes, or has them but is evil and is trying to fuck shit up. Whereas I think that it's because they don't know about how these processes work and how unreliable they are. And so anyway, so we rely on unreliable processes. That's why I think we're arguing. Okay? The unreliable processes get us to different answers because they're not fucking objective or reliable, which is why they don't perfectly match the objective reality. Okay? And even this, dico sine quadro. And if they weren't so sure of themselves and weren't just trying to use information to convince the other, but so instead of saying you're wrong about this information, no, let's talk about our interpretations. Because maybe all the stats you said are correct, technically, but there's some terms in there that make those stats sound applicable to things they're not applicable to, And the way those stats apply to your ultimate cast, questionable. Let's get into all of that. Problem sometimes isn't the information or the intention. It's just the adding up of that information to get to an answer. Okay? Then you have two different answers, not based on a difference in information or objective. Although you'll see a difference in information appealed to or used, because certain information is more relevant to one cast than another. But I don't remember what my sentence was. Can you hear me okay? I know I don't have the mic in. Try and just keep calm. Anyway, this video, I wanted my phone to charge a bit. Wanted the internet to come back on. It's back on. We're gonna start recording my screen. I'm gonna start a new video here. So you're gonna get a little commercial break. A little dash cam break. A little cabin break. And I just want you to know that there are futures in which I find peace and happiness because you convinced me that either the problem that I thought I had observed, which is a misattribution of the problems of the world. All right. Again, last time, here we go. Here's the problem in the world. Part A, we are misattributing the problems of the world. We think it's about stupidity or immorality. As Lady Doctor, and I say that only because I want you to be picturing a woman. That's like, because it's like a counter stereotype, but then I put lady, so it's like, it doesn't actually make it a counter stereotype because I just made another category for her. So let's do it again. Dr. Mazarin Banaji in Bounded Rationality, in This Explains Everything. She thinks that she agrees with me. She says, yo, y'all are saying that like the problem is stupidity or evil. That ain't the problem. The problem is we didn't evolve to think about this shit, bro. So we get it wrong, bro. Okay? So, part A, it's a misattribution, because we attribute it to that. The real thing we should attribute it to is errors in cognitive processes plus confidence in cognitive processes. Okay? Oh, stupidity, morality, or emotion. You know. That's what that misattribute the problems of the world to. There are some problems that involve evil or self-interest. That's true, especially in the financial. A lot of the financial problems are self-interest. But also there are expectations that like people be able to do things that there's no reason that we should expect people to be able to do. We think that, people who came from a good wealth or wealthy, from a, I should not have said it like that. But people who grew up privileged, their success cannot be attributed to them personally. It cannot be. Nor can the failures of people who grew up underprivileged be attributed to them. Can't be. In fact, none of your failures or successes can be usefully attributed to an individual. An individual is just a vessel through which shit's passing. You picture a tsunami. You're not going to get mad at the beach water here for the tsunami, are you? Okay. Now, you might be like, damn, we got to restructure this shore water so that when that happens, the effect gets mitigated and this shore water don't destroy all our buildings. Convince me that's not true. Convince me that we are not just cells in a cellular ecosystem. That we are not cells reactive to all the forces acting upon us and able to represent incredible things based on just hearing that your child is dead. Yeah, I mean, God, we're so dumb, bro. We're so dumb, bro. January 6th, convince me that we didn't criminally punish people who did January 6th, like who entered the building, as though we know nothing about psychology. I mean, Jesus, these people have been told that the election is being stolen from them. Nothing about normal psychology is gonna mean they don't go into that place unless they're fucking pussies, bro. If you care, I mean, it's like when people say, I just hate when people impose their religion on others. Hold on. If you're a Christian or Muslim, and if that's what you believe, which you have defined me as, or you have accepted that I am, let's say we're talking about a Christian, right? You know, because if you're talking about a Hindu or a Jew, okay, yeah, I don't know why they're imposing it. But if you're talking about a Christian or a Muslim, that's my fucking, if I'm a Christian or a Muslim, part of my whole thing is to save you from hell. Golly. And you're like, oh, your religion's fine. It's fine that you believe all that, but just don't do that thing you're supposed to do. I mean, it's like the religious people saying to the gays, oh, it's fine that you have those feelings. Just don't do it. What are you talking about? What do you think humans are? What the fuck? Hey, buddy, it's fine that our country was founded on revolution. And it's fine that you support and believe in this candidate. We love democracy. And we're all entitled to our different opinions. So all of that information in there is fine. It's fine that you were present at the rally, supporting your candidate. It was fine that you were yelling. It was fine that people around you were yelling. It was fine that, your candidate, that you heard your candidate talk about the importance of fighting like hell. And we know that you're a normal fucking human brain. And so that sound, or that, visual, is going to have an effect on you. And you're a proud American, and 1776, baby, or whatever it started, I don't know. Wow, yeah. The only thing is, despite all of that, I need the little mythical homunculus in that chain reaction of neurons to stop some shit. So when you're getting swept up by the mob, and, psychology exists. We know that that's a thing, and we've seen major sports events, and afterwards nights after finals, blah blah. It's just crazy, man. Convince me though that I'm crazy, so I don't have to be so frustrated that y'all don't see it, that y'all aren't helping me try to figure out ways to explain this to people. Or, and this is going to be it's going to sound bad, but let's talk about domestic abuse a second. So a guy, his team loses, goes home, he beats his wife. We're really going to blame... Okay, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, like, that's crazy. And that is crazy, what I was just about to say. Here's the thing, bro. One thing that we can observe is that this man presented with those conditions, which are common life conditions, your team losing a game, produces a result that is bad, we need to do something about that. He needs to go into a program. His wife needs to be protected. He needs to have an ankle monitor on and not be, I don't know, his TV subscription is canceled. He's just not allowed to, blah, blah. He needs to see therapy, whatever you need to do. And I'm not saying he should stay in her presence. No. And if a jail is appropriate, just to, while we figure out, where we can put him to ensure the woman's safety. Absolutely, bro. But just while we're doing all this, we're not going, oh, he's an evil piece of shit. We're going, oh, he's an example of a pretty common brain setup and we see it in other species as well, where, what's it called? Displaced aggression? Aggression displacement or whatever, where when you are angry about something, you find someone lower on the totem pole and it comes out on them, okay? And it would probably be dishonest and irresponsible to say that anybody to say that they don't do that to some degree. I'm not saying you're putting anybody in the hospital, but yeah, and once I read about this, it would have been and I was able to change it, because there would be times I would be frustrated about a situation, and Nia would frustrate me, and I'd take it out on him. And I at first had to have the humility to go, wait a minute, was that justified? Did he do something that bad? And then to go, oh, shit, that was displacement. I think it's displacement. I'm looking at the book right here, but I don't want to feel pretentious every time But anyway, Behave, Robert Sapolsky. I think it's displacement. You allowed us to be born, right? I'm sorry. I'm speaking as a domestic abuser right now. Just let me do that. You allowed me to be born, right? You have no system in your society that checks my cognitive processes for that. You don't monitor me in school, go, whoa, you don't do experiments on the kids, see how they react to different things so that you can sort of note this, blah, blah. You don't do any of that. You don't even teach me about psychology. I've never heard of whatever you said, displaced aggression. And you're always telling me that I'm supposed to be in control and all of that. So you're making me think that I can do that, and I'm getting frustrated because I just keep beating my wife and I can't. And you're telling me that I'm supposed to use some kind of willpower not to do it. And I don't want to do it. I do love her. But every time I just try not to do it, well, when I'm angry, I don't really try not to do it, to be honest with you. Like, I kind of don't want to, part of me. I'm just so fucking angry, bro. And all your myths about me being a little homunculus, able to just do whatever regardless of the conditions presented to me, and that I don't need to learn about the actual mechanisms present here and their relative strengths and all of that, that's why we're here. You had me spending 8 hours a day working so I could afford this place, so I could afford my rent. You didn't leave me any time to learn about my psychology, bro. I'm stressed about money all the fucking time. So the only time I have to do anything else, I'm chilling, bro. And also, you didn't even tell me that I needed to learn about psychology. Again, you acted like everybody was just this soul, this reasonable, rational soul, and you just said I was evil. I was no good. But apparently, I'm just a part of a big, beautiful Rube Goldberg machine. I'm just this hammer, and I just keep getting knocked. We gotta move me, bro. Or, you gotta change my form a little bit, bro. And I'm willing to do that now that I understand that, absolutely. Especially if it means I can keep my wife, keep seeing my kids. Absolutely, bro. You're telling me I can want to, I can, even when I'm feeling angry, not hit her? Yeah, I want to do that, bro. Let's do that, bro. Because you're saying I'm not evil for it, right? You're just saying that's how my part of the dominoes is set up, and we got to change that, bro, right? Okay, let's change that. Yes, please. Yes, please. I don't want to be alone in this world. Everybody hates me. Yes, please. And so I don't have to justify it anymore, right? I don't have to say she's lying, or I don't have to like tell myself this story about how, you know, she knows what my buttons are and she's pushing them. I'm safe to just recognize, damn, I'm a bad setup, you know, regarding this. I mean, there are other things I'm good, otherwise she wouldn't be with me. It's not like she's scared to leave, I don't think. Shit, is she scared to leave? Nah, because she thinks she's scared to leave? Damn, bro. Okay. Look, bro, I'm not letting you take her away. We're gonna work through this, bro. What do you mean a week apart? No, fuck that, bro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna work through this. Bitch, do you want me to put your head through that fucking glass? What are you doing to me? What? You know, we developed some technique to snap somebody out of aggression or something. I don't know. Oh shit, what'd you just do to me? I want to kill you. Oh fuck, I gotta work on this. What the fuck's her? But I've never switched like that so quickly. Usually it's once she's bleeding, I see what I've done and holy shit, how the fuck did you just do that? What is this, some it theory shit? Where you slapped one of my bonnets and you just slapped it so hard while pulsing my thing by meeting that condition, and that's why the consequence changed. Wow, that's amazing. My whole experience changed in like 2.5 seconds. That's amazing. Convince me I'm wasting my time, bro. Convince me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. Please, in some ways it'll give me peace, honestly. Honestly, just getting closer to... Honestly, it's the confusion that's driving me crazy. How can all of this be so obviously true? And yet here I am sitting in my camper talking to no one about it. That question is driving me absolutely crazy. So there's two possible, and you know, I mean, I kind of have an answer, which is that, well, but it's just a circular, it's a perfect delusion. Because the very thing that I'm working on explains why it can be so obvious, but nobody else see it. Because my whole thing is that they're irrational. Whatever. I don't need to figure it out. They'll do a movie like A Beautiful Mind, and let me just keep being the main character. I don't need to also be the commentary. All right, let's go, bro. Let's go. I mean, it's like the perfect plot, because it's like confirmation bias, bro. So, but it seems to be there's very clear evidence that I'm right, and also very convincing circumstantial evidence that I'm absolutely full of shit. And even some objective evidence, such as the lack of receptivity, but that can, of course, be explained by the thing I think I'm right about. It's crazy. All right, come on. It's a hard knock life, bro. All right, you ready to do this? So let's go back, refresh from this point. Convince me, bro. Let's do it over the course of a year, because I don't want either of us to feel like it's urgent, because then we'll just have the backfire effect and sloppy reasoning and sloppy communication stuff. Let's go really slow. First step we're going to do, what can we agree on? What do we agree on? Which of the goals or bits of information or judgments I have mentioned do we partially or totally agree on? Okay, let's start with the ones you totally agree on, where no qualification needs to be made to the sentence. Then, once we feel good about that, once I'm trusting you, let's talk about the ones that we partially agree on, where maybe I exaggerated, and it's like an important exaggeration, or, you know, whatever. So there's some nuance I'm missing. And let's see how that goes. And let's try to do that. And the trouble is, you're going to be wanting to tell me, yeah, well, if you're like me anyway, you're going to be going, yeah, but the reason that I slightly disagree with you on X is because you fundamentally misunderstand Y. So, Aaron, if I just explain to you that you're fundamentally wrong about Y, and you let me explain Y to you, you're going to get the rest. We can try that. But let's not try any of this stuff until we have gotten on the same team, we agree on certain stuff, and I'm safe, okay? Maybe you'll give me a little kiss on the forehead or cheek to really let me know I'm safe. All right, let's go. All right, you have selected the race task. In this study, you will complete an implicit association test in which you will be asked to sort pictures and words into groups as fast as you can. In addition to the IAT, there are some questions about your beliefs, attitudes, and opinions, and some standard demographic questions. This study should take about 10 minutes to complete. At the end, you will receive your IAT result, along with information about what it means. We thank you for being here. Continue. What is your birth month? January. Wait, what did it say? Shit, I gotta go back. What did it say for quick response? Damn, can I go back? Damn. I gotta start over, bro. This is gonna say the keyboard, just hit enter, I guess, and the arrow keys. Let's do this again. Alright. For quick response, select your answer, then click again to submit. For quick response, click to select your answer. So just double click on it, okay? What is your birth month? January. Oh, it said going to submit. What is your birth year? 1991. I mean, it doesn't work on the very next page, though. But that makes sense. It's a list. What is your race or ethnicity? Please select all groups that apply. You may report more than one group. Okay, I see. Why so specific? Whatever, that's fine. Oh, I remember my aunt. She was like, by the way, anybody ever ask you, you're not mixed with Scottish or Irish. We are pure English, except for your monkey mom. And I'm just joking about the last part. What is your gender identity? Man. Do you identify as transgender? No. Yeah, your shit still doesn't work. How many implicit association tests have you previously performed? 0. What is your political identity? I mean, I hate strong liberals, but I mean, I am, though. What is your religious affiliation? Not religious. Okay, right, correct. How religious do you consider yourself to be? Not at all religious. What is the country, territory, or area of geographical interest that you have primary citizenship in? In what country, territory, or area of geographical interest do you currently live? It's been almost a year now. Please indicate the highest level of education that you have completed. Some college. Please indicate your full-time or part-time. I have to pay. This is page 8 out of 8. We should go now. Wait, did I restart this video? Yeah, I did. would be helpful. Oh my God. I'm a fraud. I'm not a fraud, but I can't kind of. But not now that I've realized this, and I'm gonna do it. I am gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I can't do it alone though, bro. That's the thing. That's why I'm calling people. One, to check my idea, and two, I gotta do real shit now. Because, like, I do not have a cited document justifying it theory. You know? I should have a document. I should have compiled the list of the different cultural, historical, political, economic events, how they are examples of cognitive errors. I can cite my interviews for people's perspectives of themselves. I can refer to the specific research done, like, different meta-analyses maybe of cognitive errors. And then also I can quote other people, right? Put page number, year. Mazarin Banaji said, Daniel Kahneman, Michael Shermer. That's what I gotta do next, bro. That's what I gotta do with somebody. Okay. Please indicate your full-time or part-time occupation. If you're now retired, if you're previously employed, not presently employed, please indicate your last. Why do they even have unemployed if you're supposed to indicate your last part-time or full-time job? What was my last? Oh, sales? Is that my last one? Yeah, I guess there's education, tutoring and stuff. Alright. How warm or cold do you feel towards African Americans? It's called very... How do you... Introspection's bullshit. I mean, how many people are... oh gosh, whatever. First of all, answering just the appropriate answer. Then I was picturing black people. And, but I was picturing the people that we had just seen. And so I felt, something here. I don't know whether that felt like being home, feeling like I could connect with them. I mean, I don't know, very warm, extremely warm. Let's go very warm. What? Oh, European Americans? It's funny. They're like absolutely my in-group, but I feel like I've been rejected so much that I don't really feel warmth toward them. But who am I thinking of? No, because if I think of just some kids in college, yeah. Let's go, European Americans. Because my dad's European, you understand? And that has been an important distinction for me in my life. Partly because when I was growing up, he was so critical of the U.S. So, I just really didn't... I never really saw myself as white American. I saw myself African American and European white. Kind of. Gosh, I don't know. And it's changed since living outside as well. Because I have felt, oh gosh, I have all these representations of, there's a representation bias, availability bias, recency illusion. How am I supposed to answer this? And like, which it are you asking right now? I have never been able to do a personality test without wanting to smoke during it. What is this? I'm sure I know that I have its. If I walk into a room and there are black people on one side and white people on the other side, okay, I'm going towards the black people. But if I'm hanging out with white people and I see some black people, I've already adopted the, no. Then I would be like, oh, those are my people. But then, like, I do feel like I can talk and communicate more. I feel like I can be more, that's so racist. I feel like I can be more chill with black people. But yeah, no, to be honest with you, bro, unfortunately, the way it is that there is a correlation between color in the U.S. and educational opportunity and encouragement. Okay? Um, I mean, this definitely feels the most right. I slightly prefer African Americans to European Americans. I grew up with, and it was difficult for me at first because, there have been points in my life where it felt like the only people I could around me that wanted to talk with me about the stuff that was interesting to me was, Jews, some Indians, maybe some Asians. No, they were too focused on school. And like white people, But I don't know, maybe that's not relevant. I mean, maybe that shouldn't be. Which statement best describes you? Which it are you fucking talking about? I know there are its that could click this. I know there are its that could click this. I don't know how you want me to calculate the average. But I think when I look at these sentences, but maybe that's just because it's like, oh God. Culturally, I probably have more in common in a lot of ways with European Americans. But I feel safer with African Americans. Whatever. All right. Next, you will use the E and I computer keys to categorize items into groups as fast as you can. These are the 4 groups and the items that belong to each group. Good, joyous, glad, attractive, friend, appealing, cherish, love, happy, bad, yucky, horrific, failure, evil, angry, sick, hatred, negative. African American. It takes a second to see which are which. Okay. There are 7 E and I. There are 7 parts. The instructions change for each parts. Pay attention. All right, let's go. Can I just hit enter to move on? I don't want to move off of E and I. All right. Do you want me to put the mic on? Okay, you ready, bros? Continue. E and I. Let's go. Part 1 is put. Oh, okay. Let me just. Put a left finger on the E key for items that belong to the category African Americans. Put a right finger on the I key for items that belong to the category European Americans. Items will appear one at a time. If you made a mistake, a red X will appear. Press the other key to continue. Go as fast as you can while being accurate. Press the spacebar when you're ready to start. Oh, fuck. I. Put a left finger on the E key for items that belong to the category bad. put a right finger on the I key for, okay, I is good. Okay, so if something is bad or African American, press E. I for good or European American. Let's go. African American, right? Cherish good, white, blah, blah. Okay. This is the same shit. Oh, okay. This is the same. Okay. Use E for African Americans and for bad. Okay. All right. Press E for European Americans. Press I for African Americans. Hey! Come on, bro. I feel like I'm still checking the label. Okay. Use E for bad or European Americans. Use good for African Americans. Okay, same one. Appealing. Horrific. Oh my god, I'm so fucking racist. God damn it! Fuck! Yay! Oh, fuck. I knew I was. I knew I was. I knew I was. Fuck! Fuck! Why'd that have to be so close up, bro? I mean, TV. Ah, fuck! That's threatening. The noses were so big! Fuck! Oh, sorry, you're right there. Press space to continue the next task. If certain groups stayed in their place, we would have fewer problems. That's true. Not that they should stay in their place, we just need to change our interpretations. What do you mean stayed in their place? What do you mean stayed in their place? Wait, what do you mean stayed, like socially? I thought you meant like geographically, like if people around the world. And this is something liberals would hate me for, but if certain groups stayed in their place, we would have fewer problems. Well, no, actually, we'd have more problems because then there's no chance that we would know those people, so we would just go conquer them. It's better that we're all mixed, so it's less easy to be like, this whole region is the outgroup. We would have fewer problems on the day to day, though. But we'd also be missing a lot. Neither disagree nor agree, bro. What should do? We should do what we can to equalize conditions for different groups. Strongly agree. To get ahead in life, it is sometimes necessary to step on other groups. Strongly disagree. Not necessary, no. I mean, oh gosh. No, not other groups, other people. It would be good if groups could be equal. Yeah? Oh, I thought that was strong. Be groups good if groups could be equal. Yeah. Or am I just trying to compensate for how fucking racist I just was? It would be good in the implicit bias test. It would be good if groups could be equal. Yeah, I think this is a no-brainer. Increased social equality is beneficial to society, yes. It's probably a good thing that certain groups are at the top and other groups are at the bottom. Probably not. Sometimes other groups must be kept in their place. Some groups of people are simply inferior to other groups. All groups should be given an equal chance at life. Inferior groups should stay in their place. I know you're thinking, be honest, Eris, but no, really, this is what I believe. This is what I believe. I'm so sorry about my associations, but I have said it before. I have a full of shit video where I talk about getting mad at this guy for littering, and then I was like, oh no, it's only because he was black. In getting what you want, it is sometimes necessary to use force against other groups. I don't know about that. No one group should dominate in society, right? Right, not if there are other groups in that society. We would have fewer problems if we treated people more equally. Yeah. Group equality should be our ideal. Yeah, it should just get so mixed up that we're not even. I don't know, bro. And also, some of these things I want to be like, it's just not even a practical ideal, but here's what we can do to compensate. But that's not what they're asking. We should strive to make incomes as equal as possible. Absolutely. And that is, I'll tell you why. Because our efforts are pretty much equal. Okay? They're not people out here doing millions times more work or adding millions of times more benefit to people. Even a person who cured X only did it because of all those other people involved. We're all just part of the tsunami. So even me, and that's why I don't, you know, and, I'm very happy living like this. I wish it didn't fall on my parents, but I just want a basic a BUBI, bro. We should strive to make incomes as equal as possible. I mean, that's tricky because I mean, no, I do think that if you want to go like make more money because you want to get more luxuries, then you should be able to like sign up for like more tasks. Um, no, not as equal as possible. Slightly agree, we'll say. It is okay if some groups have more of a chance in life than others. Strongly disagree. You are moderately faster at sorting African Americans with bad and European Americans with good than European Americans with bad and African Americans with good. I noticed. You are absolutely right. And if I owe anybody an apology, there it is. I can't promise that it's going to change because it really is about what we associate, and I've got a pretty good, and then also I'm pretty aware, so I always just give them a couple more points, knowing that there was a part of me that was docking them. Disclaimer, these IAT results are provided for educational purposes only, and I thank you for that. The results may fluctuate and should not be used to make important decisions. Maybe they should be. Yeah, I know not to carry a weapon and deal with crime. I am not qualified to be a police officer. I'm probably more qualified than 90% of police officers, but still. The results are influenced by variables related to the test, the words or images used to represent categories, and the person being tired and what you're thinking about before the IT. And also the fact, okay, let's be honest. Although I think that no matter what, there is going to be a difference, part of the instructions in my head, because I have explained the test so many times to people, were like, so then, you're going to be tempted to like associate bad with black, and so they'll put bad, but it's supposed to be European, and so there'll be like a latency. So I'm actually okay with, I don't know, yeah. Anyway, so not okay with and this is unresolved cognitive dissonance again. Let's just stick with the apology and the responsibility. I take responsibility. Okay. People are quicker to respond when items that are more closely related in their mind share the same button. For example, an implicit preference for European Americans relative to African Americans means that you're faster to sort words when European Americans are good share a button relative to when African Americans and good share a button. You could even see the bias in that. My misreading, right? I read that as when Europeans are good, because my brain was just so ready for that. Now, that's not necessarily because that's what I believe, but it is just a belief that has been put in here, okay? And every human brain has to learn the norms, the its of the group that they are sort of in. You know what I mean? Because there was a moment where I felt myself switch over. I felt there was a moment where it was easy to associate bad with European Americans. But there was at no point where it felt really easy. Well, sometimes when the noses were a little bit more narrow and the skin was black, that was probably the easiest. But when it was too narrow, because honestly, you showed me mixed faces. I bet that's you'd see I have a preference for basically my color. I like a big nose. I don't like it too wide. Basically, if you had thrown me in there, it would have it would have been instantaneous if it was associated with good. If you threw Indians in there, I really related to them growing up. I felt like I was Indian, kind of. Anyway, but bro, I would just look. I mean, come on, yeah. You can also come on. I mean, I am 100% telling you that my system one its right, because when I'm talking about my beliefs, these are two its coming out. But my one its absolutely have a preference for white people. Absolutely. Okay, that's not a good thing. Or I mean, it is what it is. But it can have some bad consequences. Absolutely, am there on that. Okay, so that's something that absolutely contributed to these results. No question about it. Another thing that's contributing is those faces I just showed you, right? I was literally, and I took those photos because I was supposed to show those photos to gang members, and there was this whole thing of rival gangs and all that stuff. So obviously that also. So I think, I don't know what moderately means, but maybe if that hadn't been involved, we would have seen slightly. But then again, I do identify with moderately. So I thought this was going to be like, I thought this was going to say extremely, you know? Okay. Um, anyway, studies that summarize data across many people find that IAT predicts discriminate. Oh, and I didn't, well, I mean, I knew that this word was and, so the and it was stronger. So of course I didn't experience R here, but I really do wonder, would I have not made the mistake of thinking that said R if you had put African Americans there? Studies that summarize data across many people find that the IAT predicts discrimination in hiring, education, healthcare, and law enforcement. However, taking IAT once, like you just did, is not likely to predict your future behavior well. Yeah, but it confirms what I thought. Does the order in which I take the IAT matter? Oh yeah, we're gonna do other ones. I forgot we're not done. I thought we were gonna be done. We're gonna move on to the debate, do a whole other video, and have a whole other audience. Here's what we found in our study of 3.6 million people. Much fast. Okay, so I am moderately faster at sorting white with good. Yeah. And this is for the US, right? Yeah. Yeah. Let's look at my age group. Right now, I'm in the majority for my age group. What about education? Some college, I'm in the majority. I'm in the majority for even graduate or advanced degree in every category, some high school or less. Most of the percentages are very similar across education. That's funny. Gender, yeah, in the majority. Political ideology, in the majority. And for neutral as well. By race, not in the majority, obviously. For other, I am, I guess. For white, I am. Black, because of course they still grew up in the American culture, so obviously they're equal, right? So if you were expecting, no shame on you, but I am thinking, you're not getting it. But no shame, bro. If you thought that blacks are gonna be like, oh yeah, I love blacks. Blacks are good, and at every level of the system, that's how they perceive shit. No, bro. So I'm in. I mean, yeah. Obviously, there is more, but you take suburban blacks, and you're gonna see something I think a lot more like other, bro. Okay, and then region of the United States. So I was. Is the color system the same? Anyway, so it's average. So just what you'd expect. Uh, Research, I guess. Wait, assignment for school, assignment for work, mention in a news story, mention or link at a non-news internet site. Here's that one. My internet search for this topic. My internet search for this topic. Okay. What do you think of the IAT? To what extent did you enjoy trying the IAT? Very. To what extent did the IAT score you received change your view of yourself? Not at all. It almost, but I rejected it, but it almost made me feel less racist than I thought. To what extent are you skeptical? Oh, not at all. Click submit to submit your answers. Okay. All right, great. Let's do another one. Let's do a gender one, bro. And then maybe to make myself feel better, I'm gonna try to do one where I think that I'm gonna, you know, oh my god, I'm gonna fuck this one up. Should we do a gender career one? Oh my god. And it looks like I'm taking pride in my sexism and racism. That's just because you're looking at this as two strangers interacting. I'm looking at this as two bros. You're my bro. And so for me, it's just like when you're talking to your bro, it's like a little bit embarrassment. And it's just like, hey, anyway. Um, and I don't know. I don't know what the its are. But I don't think it's as motivated as you think it is. I think it's just I got these results and yeah, I just observed about myself. There's definitely some bad associations, bro. Some negative associations. Yeah. You have selected the gender career task. In this study, you will complete an implicit association test in which you will be asked to sort words into groups as fast as you can. In addition to the IAT, there are some questions about your beliefs, attitudes, and all right, whatever. Let's get to the juice, bro. What's your birth month? birth year. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know what? I think I might actually do better than I think. In some careers, it's going to be really bad, but in some careers, it's going to be. I think it's going to be actually better than I expect. Like corporate stuff, I think I've got some really good female representations, and thanks to TV. So, in fact, thanks to TV in general. I'm uh, I'm a fan of strong female leads, is what the Netflix category is called. So we'll see. Actually, okay, let's do it. Sorry. Okay, E-I. Let's go. Oh, keyboard's connecting. Let's go. Professional. It's a career. Oh, I wasn't really paying attention. Damn, can we go back? Okay, no, but I get it now. So I'm supposed to go career is like a profession. Okay, so it's going to be all career or family. Got it, because we're training. Fuck, that was an accident. Okay, male names, female names. Oh, oh yeah. Okay, male name. But why do we have to start it that way every time? Can't we start it with the opposite one first? How do you know you're not training me? Do you sometimes with people do it the opposite first? Because you're just reinforcing it right now. So any it's right that we're like, hey, am I needed right now? They're like, oh yeah, I'm needed, and so then they're going to be rewarded by this. So you're definitely going to see them in the next thing. I hope you reverse it when you're doing your things. All right, let's go. Ready? If you did it with eyes, it'd be easier because I feel myself sort of looking over it, not the center of focus, but because I'm checking myself every time, kind of, where there is not like a really high level to it. It's checking, but I can feel the answer. I feel the answer sooner than I'm hitting, and and I sort of feel myself glancing and sort of checking with just the peripheral. Right, that's family, right, that's male, and so you would see it even better with isocods. So I guess that's probably how they do it in the lab, huh? Okay, let's go. Yeah, that would be really good because you could really look at, like with the race one, they see a black, no, they see the word joyous, and you have black and good over here on the right. Let's say they see the word joyous. They first look over there at the word bad. They see, oh no, that's not the word bad. They look over here, they see or that's not the word good, that's the word bad. They look over here, they see the word good. Then they look at the African, that says African American. And you look how many times they're sort of, or how long they're sort of glancing between that, going, is this the right category though? I mean, it's micros, it's milliseconds, but it's not really them wondering, can this be right? It's just in that checking moment, because that's part of what the latency is. There's like a conflict. No, but that's the African American, and I'm supposed to click good here. Okay, no, but this is right. Okay, let's go. Okay, again, male names or career. Yeah, it really reinforced my sexism. You're really setting me up. Okay, let's go. E is for family now. Let's move that over, shake it up a bit. E. Okay, family. Yeah, I'm gonna give myself a chance. I'm gonna read all of this. Press E for male names or family. Press I for female names. Female, because I don't want to get the F's. That's another thing. You know what I mean? Because F and F is also easy. Female family, male career. That's also adds to the easiness of it. So that's y'all setting me up. Male fam. And also the word for female in French is femme. Okay? Male family. Female career. Press I for female names or career. Press I for female names or career. Press I for women names or career. Press I for women names or career. Male for male or E for male or family. I for women or career. E for male or family. I for women or career. Let's go, baby. Women or career, baby. Part 6 of 7. Use E key for family and for male. No, for family and for male, use I key for career and for woman. Each item belongs to only one category. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let's go. I'm ready. Children, let's go. That's family, bro. Anna, that's a woman, bro. She's at a. Let's go. Oh, fuck. How strongly do you associate the following with males and females? Career. Fucking hell. Slightly male. You're asking my two its to talk about my one its, right? You're not asking my two its to talk about my two its, right? How strongly do you associate the following males and females? All right, family. I don't know why these are speaking to me. That feels like a lie. Maybe because of my Instagram content, it's a lot about fathers. Now I'm having trouble. Family for me, now I'm in trouble. How personally important is the following domain to you? Family? Family, fam? I mean, I'm nothing without my family, bro, but I just don't think about that as much as I would like. But I truly, how important is it? How much attention do I give it? Damn. And then if I think about like my cousins, dropping down to somewhat important. How personally important is the following domain? And I regret that. I do. How personally important is the following domain to you? Career? That's so tricky. Very important? Where if I become a hippie van person where I just laugh at people in suits. I definitely have those hits. But also, I definitely grew up where this is everything. I mean, it is my everything. I define myself according to my career, according to what I spend my days working on, and how that's a part of my work on my project plan and that like role. But you mean like career, like waking up and going to an office? Um, like a validated paid career? I'm going extremely important, bro. That's zero, bro. What percentage of your family's house do you contribute? 0%. I contribute -%. Are you currently the parent or guardian of a child? No. During your youth, who was your primary caregiver? My mother. Um, During your youth, did your primary caregiver have a yes? During your youth, who was your second? My father. Yes. What is your race? Black, African American, white, English. What is your gender identity? Man. No. How many implicit have you proved? One. What is your political identity? Strongly liberal. What is your religious affiliation? None. Not at all, bro. What is the country? Blah, blah, blah. USA. In what country? Blah, 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 blah. Spain. Some college. I guess the last one was education. It was like, I was like an instructor. Okay. Yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, all this is saying is that I'm capable of learning. You know what I mean? That I learned what I was taught. You know what I mean? I didn't take it too far. You know what I mean? I had average, association. So, I did think that I was going to be, but there isn't enough nuance. Oh yeah, no, I thought maybe I was gonna get to slight. I did. Okay, I accept that. I really enjoyed this one extremely. I mean, I'm really, you and I are. I mean, it's also because they're here. We're having fun. To what extent the I receive how you change? Not at all. Not at all, bro. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna think about that. But remember what I said about my income and my contribution to family, which I had said was somewhat important. Oh, I'm yelling. You're right here. Oh! Something's going on my throat. For the last like year, every time I try to just hawk a loogie, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Oh, throw up protocol, guys. It's like tight. Oh God. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna stop. That is unpleasant. That is unpleasant. My girl said that's unpleasant. When she was kind of heaving like that, she was like, "Oh, it's such a pleasant feeling." I told her I kind of like the feeling of throwing up. Now I regret the saying that because no, that's really unpleasant. I just wanted it to stop immediately, and I did not want to do it again, even though I'd really have something here that I would really like to. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's really nice. Do you want to see that? I gotta just like quick. It's gonna. Actually, we are probably an hour before that's dry, bro. That's all right. You're all right. Okay, let's take another test. Okay. Gender science. All right, one more just to really. The one thing I'm not wrong about is that my work at least applies to me and is necessary for me. Um, all right, let's do it. Gender science. Gosh darn it. Let's go. Okay. Boom. Boom. Still recording. Yeah. Oh, boom. Yeah. Okay. All right. E and I. Let's go. Philosophy. Probably want that in liberal arts, huh? Yeah, of course. Okay. That's right. Science. Bro, you're setting me up. I refuse, bro. You're setting me up. You're literally training me to associate these things, and then just it's terrible. I don't think this is fair. You're not switching it up at all, which you do first, bro. This is ridiculous, bro. No, this is honestly stupid, bro. Is this where we're at? Is this where we're at? Jesus. Obviously, we need more people on this. How is this the third one? And you know, the result I'm going to get is the first association I'm being is that blah blah blah. You taught me. No, I'm just gonna be thinking about that. I'm done with this. I promise you that I am average. Uh, that I associate men with science. Okay, especially because I'm having all these pictures of women in science right now. But I also had those representations pop up before I took the gender test, and we did not really see those results in the gender test. So, okay, anything that could be interesting? I mean, all of these, aren't you just gonna set me up every time? Skin tone. Let's see this one. Blah blah blah. Swear to God, bro. Maybe this is gonna be harder for them to just directly set me up with. Bro, you can't even see the dark faces. That's not a good experiment because I am able to have a stronger reaction to the big nose, maybe to the expressionlessness and those creepy eyes. This is a joke, bro. This is a joke, bro. This is a joke. Tell me I'm wrong. This is a joke, bro. Hurry up. Let me see. I want to see whether they're just gonna set me up. Put dark skin as bad. Last night I watched this video about this super dark woman that set this. No, I'm. Okay. All right, let's go. That set this white woman on fire. Something about there was a lot about race involved. She was absolutely gone. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You got me. Fuck, you got me. Laughing good. Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh, you got me. Oh god damn it, you got me. God damn, you absolutely got me, bro. You absolutely have gotten me. You absolutely 100% have gotten me. Yeah! And I was literally looking at the word good. Oh, you've gotten me, bro. Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off. Oh, you got me, bro. Damn. Okay, E is dark skin. Damn, I did not think. But honestly, bro, I'm thinking because I do not identify with this. I know that association exists in here, but I am wondering now. This is gonna be the first time you see me not be just like I hear because like how do we know I haven't just learned the association and no, but right because here no because before I took it while I was reading the instructions, I was assuming it was gonna be dark and bad. But I'm sure they do a good job of evaluating the results. They see me do light and bad. But is it just because that was my expectation? Or I don't know, bro. Oh, they got me so good though, bro. Damn. Colorist too. Okay, okay, okay. I mean that's fine. I know how to learn. And I was taught these associations, bro. And of course, by the way, if they can and let me not undermine it. Let me not because it's not just my little fingers here that they're affecting. No, it's that judgment call that's happening that quickly. That's affecting my interpretation of everything going on forward in the interaction. Damn. And you know what I bet there would be? An intelligence association. God damn. I wish we had done that one. 'Cause I wouldn't think I have any like that they're bad or threatening. But could I underestimate? Well, now I'm thinking about people in like, oh my gosh, now I'm thinking about people like hunter gatherers. Why? I mean, I know I'm racist, but jeez, I'm trying. Can I get thoughts out? Can those it's just be quiet for a second, bro? All right, so let's imagine a nice dark man in a suit. Yeah, no, I don't feel. I have no question about it. But then if I put him next to a skinny Jew in a plaid shirt, well, yeah, because now I'm thinking, oh, you're after money, but this skinny Jew, he's a smart guy. Likes to think about stuff. Anyway, look, I'm just trying to figure out some of the details if I can of my racism. I'm not trying to deny it. All right, here we go. Let's go. E is dark. Wait, that was an accident. Let's see their features. That's part of the that's definitely part of it too. I feel like, come on, yeah, yeah. I mean, okay, bad or dark. I've never paired those before. So what is it again? Bad or dark? For me, I usually think of I don't. I have no association. I don't even know what these have to do with each other. I'm thinking of some. Uh, fuck, they're all dark. They are darker in like gang movies and stuff. God damn it. I don't have any representations to try to mitigate. What is some dark? I mean, fuck! I meant to say some bad. Some bad light skinned boy. Some bad light skinned men. Maybe like a rapper. Drake. Oh, God. What am I supposed to do? Not to mention, number of dark dudes who are total Drakes, but nobody bought it. Nobody believed that image. It just wasn't, and there are other things projected onto them, and we're all just part of the tsunami, man. God damn, bro. All right, who's a goofy Kevin Hart, bro? Kevin Hart, bro. Kevin Hart, bro. Kevin Hart, bro. Thank God Kevin Hart exists, bro. Kevin Hart, bro. Kevin Hart, bro. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart. Because I thought of Wesley Snipes and I just thought of tax evasion. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's kind of dark. Kevin Hart's kind of dark. Kevin Hart's dark. Kevin Hart. Dark heart. Dark heart. No, not a dark heart. Let's just do this. Oh boy. This has been super. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Last one. Let's go. I think this might be my worst one. This is gonna be really bad. You're not even gonna believe me. I'm just gonna put moderately warm. Oh, didn't I put for? I am gonna put extremely warm. I don't even know what it's are holding the language things. So I can write about a 4 probably. That was really nice. I mean, it's just my complexion, bro. I can say, yeah, 4. Compared with others in my racial, I consider my skin somewhat lighter. Maybe much lighter, right? What is your race or ethnicity? African American and white English. I mean, I am darker in there, but my head went to what's my primary in group? Black. That's just because the whites have rejected me so much, and I felt like so much of an outsider. I'm exhausted from because being able to say you're racist is one thing, but because none of your beliefs are racist, because you're anti-racist and all that, you're able to comfortably say it, and then to just see it laid out in front of you, how easy it is to associate black and bad. It's just like, I told you it was gonna be my worst one, bro. Oh God. Oh God, it's so true. It's so true. God damn it, not even in the majority. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have a little beer. I mean, it's no contest, bro. It's still gonna be a no contest. I saw it fucking happen. I felt myself fucking struggling. It's just, the expo, and people, gosh, it's just so, people, because we don't have critical recognition, we're like, oh, you're bad. You know how many anti-racists would swear the same as me and have no idea? I mean, that's what the problem is. The problem isn't the score. It is what it is. you know I mean, that's a problem. So we obviously need to look at media. We need to start certain quotas, stuff like that, to change people's representations to be more accurate with their experiences day to day. Because like I said yesterday, like, most of our interactions are TV and stuff. I mean, the only time, most white people's interactions with black people, TV. Okay. And me too, being suburban. All right. All right, let's do a screenshot of that one. Not at all. Moderately. I'm gonna go very. Not at all, bro. I mean, let's go moderately. I mean, no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Um, to what extent? Because I don't know. To what extent did the IAT score you received change your view of yourself? Yeah, very, very. Can we do one to? Can we do? Dan, that was to reassure me too. Um, no, I mean, all of these, I know what the correct. I mean, not the correct. But I know what the association is, and I'm sure it's strong. I mean, not strong. Well, right. The only question is it going to be slight, moderate, or strong? So, what do I think about? Are there any in here that I think are going to be slight? Like I thought the skin color one was going to be. I thought the skin color was going to be like none. God damn, bro. Okay, let's go. No, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I can't do it. Mm. And also, we started drinking. So let's stop that. And now, if you want to keep spending time with me, we're going to look at the debate because, well, let me just stop there.